So we came to Dubai, and this is safe to say it's probably been the craziest trip so far. We were on a boat when all the missiles started firing, and this is when we found out that the Fairmont Hotel had been hit, which was absolutely terrifying, and there was just like missile after missile like coming from the sky. So we were like, yeah, we need to get off the boat, and we basically were then evacuated by the hotel, and we had to stay in the basement. At like 2 o'clock in the morning, there were just hundreds and hundreds of people, like families, kids, and it was just probably the most surreal experience that has probably ever happened. People literally were like grabbing their Hermes and Chanel bags and taking them with them, I guess, priorities. But it was honestly like the most craziest experience I've ever witnessed. I was walking around and there was just hundreds and hundreds of people lying on beds. 3 o'clock in the morning, and this is the vibes of what's going on right now. We need some actually, like mental. There's a whole room in here of like I honestly couldn't even tell you what's going on in here, but there's a whole like bouquet. There's dates. Food, so much stuff going on right now. I don't even know, I'm delirious. Like, madness. It just goes on and on and on. Oh, security's running. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
The general feeling is the longer it goes on, the more edgy people are getting. You can feel today there's a bit more anxiety, I think is the best description. There's a lot more people in reception, asking questions, trying to find out what the latest is. It just feels as if people are now, right, this is real, and I don't really like it. Is how it feels. To be honest with you, now I've done a lot of travelling, so I've been around. I was just thinking, if I get a bed, I'm happy. Was all I was thinking. So I wasn't that phased. I was a bit, to be honest with you, even though it was pandemonium, I was pretty relaxed. I was like, oh, hang on, I'll get a bed. A bit worrying when we were there. There were quite a few bangs. The airport got hit while we were there, so that was, I think then that brought it home. And we're only about 10 miles from the airport here. So we got here, then another queue, because it took like 3 hours to get the hotel room. But when we were in the lobby, I think the other hotel got hit by the missile, and we thought a bus had actually hit the hotel because you could feel the shockwave from the missile, and it felt like a vehicle had hit our hotel, and we were however many miles away. Bit of screaming and worrying then. I think that kind of brought it home to everyone. So then it was a bit more panicky. The people in the hotel and the staff and the people of the Emirates, I mean, they're just brilliant. They are the nicest, kindest people I have met. Really calm, get everyone a room, lots of people panicking, but they were just great. They're feeding us 3 times a day.
And then we sat, and waited until we were meant to be boarding at the gate in Dubai. And it was meant to board, I think, at 2:30, and it wasn't until probably about 2 o'clock that the stewardesses suddenly announced that the flight has been cancelled. Go down to the carousel and get your baggage, carousel 1, exit 3, which was no easy feat, because then everybody sprang to their feet and started charging down the escalators, which was quite scary, really. And they talked about hotel vouchers, so we knew this was going to be a problem, didn't we? Get up quickly and evacuate. That's what worries me more than anything.
Because we had the incident on the first night where the alarm went off on our mobile phones. Get downstairs now. Twice.
And that was very frightening for us, because we're not used to that sort of thing.
So we did. And Julie went downstairs in her nightie.
Yeah, I did. Nobody took a blind bit of notice. Yeah. Everyone was walking past as though I was invisible. That was all right.
I got dressed.
abbiamo preso questo volo e non era nemmeno previsto, era un charter che appena arrivata in aeroporto mi ha detto montaci subito, parti tra un'ora e in maniera molto rapida siamo riusciti a partire.
Da che doveva essere la vacanza più bella si stava per trasformare in quella più brutta, però...
Avete avuto paura?
Tutto sommato no, paura che degenerasse la situazione in poco tempo più che altro, nei giorni a seguire.
La situazione si è un po' placata, però noi abbiamo deciso comunque di andare in Oman perché era più tranquilla la situazione, quindi abbiamo preso questa macchina privata e siamo andati in Oman.
Là aujourd'hui on est en Europe donc on se sent en sécurité et donc non, je pense qu'on a bien réussi à revenir et merci à l'ambassade d'Italie parce que sans eux on ne serait pas revenu au bout de 2 jours et voilà, merci beaucoup.
Sono state pesanti perché comunque si viveva un clima di guerra.
Che scena avete visto intorno a voi? Avete una scena che vi ricordate in particolare?
Sì, di pomeriggio ho sentito un boato, mi sono affacciato alla finestra e ho visto il fumo del missile che è stato intercettato.
Su Viaggiare Sicuri ci è arrivato il messaggio alle 2 quando doveva partire alle 3, quindi la gente non aveva ovviamente le valigie pronte. E poi il fatto che costasse 1.500 euro, c'erano famiglie che quando sei 4-5 è comunque oneroso e quindi l'aereo non era pieno.
It's actually impossible to know what the right decision is. I mean, should we stay put? Should we move? What should we do? So we decided to stay put because the risk is that this does escalate. Maybe more missiles and drones start getting through. Dubai doesn't feel a safe place, and we and everybody else who's still here, which is the vast majority of people, all want to get out at the same time, and then we'll have huge problems with borders and flight availability and so on. So it's not obvious what we should do, but at the moment, on balance, we've decided to stay put and hope that this does end in the coming days, and that we can get a flight ideally on Sunday, and if not, soon thereafter. We heard a few explosions, not particularly close by, and then overnight a few more followed into yesterday. And we had a little spell yesterday afternoon, but really it's been limited to that, and I assume what that is the defence is taking out the drones and missiles that are being fired. And my understanding is that most of the damage that's being done, where there's footage of the fires and so on that are being started at the airport and actually just the other side of the Burj, the hotel on the Palm. It's wreckage falling. So that seems to be the main danger to people in the city at the moment. And it was just completely empty of people. The shops were open, the restaurants were open. There was a mall which was ready to go, but there was just nobody there. And the roads are very similar. The roads were completely deserted. And Dubai is normally just very, very busy with traffic. And that's come back a little bit through yesterday and into today. But it still feels like a pretty quiet city, and people are taking appropriate precautions. So that's probably the most noticeable thing from my point of view, at least.
播报新闻是我的日常，必须时刻保持妆容和皮肤的最佳状态。当来到人生中最重要的时刻，也是 KS 逆时奇迹帮助我轻松驾驭，闪闪发光。KS 逆时奇迹活肤露全效精华、精华霜，多达5种 EGF 6大冻龄关键成分。保湿效果让我非常满意，小细纹也不再困扰我。我就是我自己的最佳女主角 ，KS 让我从容自信，光彩动人。我是我人生中的大女主，我的最爱我做主。KS 逆时奇迹系列热卖中，下单请上快点购，透过中天新闻网 App 下单立减50，或输入 CTI 推荐码有额外折扣。